Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of MarkRushtonGallery.com. It is, well, it's the last day of 2022, Saturday, December 31st, 2022. And this video is called, I'm going to live stream, even if it's a little choppy. End of the year, preparing artworks for cataloging, talking about Best Buy. Yeah, so it's New Year's Eve. And, whatever. Get going from day to day, right? So I'm going to prepare some recent artworks here for cataloging, which means photographing them, putting them in the what do you call that? What do you call that? Taking photos. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Oh, putting them in frames. Putting them in the frame and the matting and all that stuff. Taking photos, titling them, everything that is related to cataloging and artwork. And of course, I don't show like the database stuff and putting them in the actual site, but I'll do that here shortly here. I'm not going to work on any paintings, but I'm going to catalog here. And I'm also going to talk about my recent experience at Best Buy, which, it's sad. It's just sad going into Best Buy. And the thing is, I think it was up until 2020, Best Buy was doing pretty good. You go into the store and man, they were like, they could find you stuff and they were trying. They were really trying because, anymore, everybody just orders stuff online or whatever. But, I like to go into these stores and see the stuff. See different things. Because it's one thing to like hear about a product. It's another thing to go into the store and see it in action, right? Guess I don't know. Do that there. So what I like to do with these, just an aside here, what I like to do with these paintings is mount them onto cardstock and then mount them with a little bit of Tyvek tape here. So that's what I'm doing here. Last one here. So anyway, I had a thing that I was buying at Best Buy, and I ordered it online. I was going to pick it up in the store because they had it locally, and I thought, well, that's fine. So I put in my order, and then this morning, it'd been a while, and I had not gotten any notification that the order had been fulfilled, ready to pick it up, all that sort of stuff. So I stopped in there, and of course, they had a lot of employees kind of milling about, but only one behind the customer service desk. And it's so weird when you go into Best Buy these days. They got somebody standing at the front door, handing you a piece of paper with a QR code that you're supposed to scan if you need help. And like, what is this? And then they don't have a checkout. You just go into the customer service line and it's an app, and it's Dunder Mifflin 2.0. It's just such a mess. And it's sad. It's sad. Then when you walk around the store, like nothing is stocked. Nothing is orderly, and there is an inch of dust on everything. There is an inch of dust on everything. The whole place just looks like it's going to go out of business next week. It's sad. It's like the last days of Sears, right? That's what it reminds me of, the last days of Sears. And just shelves that are just empty or 95% empty. And then just space, all this space in there. And I'm just like, guys, you know, you could maybe build your back wall out a little bit. What do we got here? What's going on? Let's get that right there. You could build like another wall and make it a bigger back room, or put the Geek Squad back there. Maybe put a big window up, show them working on computers or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Or I don't know, maybe you could make a little area where people could play things, you know, games and stuff like that. That might not be such a good idea, but I don't know. It's just the dust. So much dust. Just a tremendous amount of dust on everywhere, and they're just sloppy. Like it'd been like the clearance section at Walmart, but even that doesn't look that bad. I mean, there's just no excuse for a dirty store. There just is. There isn't. Yeah, right. We're just going to do 2 there. And then just the line that goes up to the customer service counter. There's a couple of things next to it, but like the drinks and the snacks and everything, like they're way over. You got to get out of line to go grab one. It's like, have you people not been in a Joann's or Fry's Electronics before they closed? But Joann has that these days, where you go in. Hold on here. This thing is confused. Are we back? We're back. Okay, good. Yeah, Joann Fabrics. You go in there, and they've got like a long line that snakes around, and you've got candy bars and tchotchkes and little things that you might need, batteries or whatever. Like it's a great, you know, add-on. What am I going to call this now? Now I have to think about a title for this. What am I going to call this? I don't want to call it Dirty Field. That would be that'd be the wrong thing to call it. Windswept. Wind swept field. There you go. That's nice. Yeah. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna do this one here. Gotta get this one in here. But I want to talk a little bit more about Best Buy. Just the shelves. Yeah, it reminds me of so much of a department store in a dead mall. It's just, why does it need to be like this? One person checking everybody out. And you get all these other people kind of been, you know, I don't know what they're doing. Has Amazon destroyed and Amazon destroyed their business that much? Yeah, maybe. Get real close there. See if that turns out. Maybe retail is just a complete disaster. But they do themselves they don't help their situation by having a filthy store. dirty, right? We'll call this snow swept field. That's good. So I feel bad because like before 2020, Best Buy, I'd go into them and I was like, I hadn't been in one for a while and they had really, really good service, or at least the one where I lived at the time. Like you go in and I was kind of like impressed. I'm like, these guys they're going to make it. They have this sort of personal service and, you know, but then they changed everything, you know, they got rid of the checkouts and but just like they have completely empty end caps, you know, and just whole sections that don't need to be there. It's weird. It's really weird. So it's always sad to see retail fail, especially when it doesn't need to fail. But who knows? Who knows what's going on? A lot of companies these days, you know, they're just hanging on for the liquidator, right? Because the numbers, they're what do they call them? Zombie corporations, right? They're just there, and when that debt can no longer become serviceable, then you bust the joint out, right? What am I going to call this? This is way outside my wheelhouse here. Changing of the seasons. I mean, I contrast that to some locally owned businesses that I've been into, you know, the last couple of months here, and they're as clean as can be. You know, there's pride. You know, somebody vacuums the carpets. Um, I've been in some clothing stores lately, and it's always good to see. You know, like is the changing room? Are there pins all over the floor of the changing room? I remember what was the retailer Yonkers, the department store. I remember going into them in the couple of years before they failed. You go in there and it would smell in the fitting rooms. The fitting rooms used to be so nice, and they had an odor, and it hadn't been vacuumed in months or years, and there would be pins all over the floor. And of course, you know, if you're trying on pants or something like that, half the time you have to take your shoes off. And I would be like, you know, guys, there's no excuse for having pins on the floor of your fitting rooms. I didn't say anything, but you know, it's just like it's so obvious, right? It's as obvious as snow, right? So yeah, it just kind of bums me out a little bit because what happens, right? What happens when you lose another brick and mortar retailer? Then you got, you know, what's left? You're ordering stuff from Wally Mart or Amazon or somebody on eBay or whatever. It's just not the same. It's just not the same as personal services. Or just going into a place and check things out. Like how else would I be able to, I mean, am I supposed to just watch videos of people like using gimbals for cameras and stuff like that? It'd be nice to go into a store and kind of hold one up and play around with it. Maybe I might need this gimbal, right? Can't do it. Where are you going to get a gimbal, right? The photography stores they're gone. The Walmart's got everything under lock and key. Am I supposed to buy it from Amazon and then return it to Kohl's? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Oh, no, this gimbal wasn't right for me. I'll take it back to Kohl's. Do the Amazon return. Just I don't know. Shopping in person is not so bad. Online's fine. But shopping in person, sometimes it's nice, right? I don't know. What a rant, huh? What a rant. Been ranting about this. It bothers me. Retail stores go out of business. It was like, I moved here, and then I found out that there was a Ben Franklin just about 25 minutes away, a Ben Franklin store, which they're almost all gone. And sadly, this one sold. I think today is their last day, or recently is their last day. And this is where I bought America's favorite acrylic paint, was at the Ben Franklin store in Winterset. And look at that. This should have been a sign here that they were not long for the world, because price sticker, right? Sticker over we're not scanning the barcode. We're still putting stickers on everything. There was a store like that in Iowa City, Paul's Discount, which I used to go to all the time. It was a kind of an Ace Hardware, and they sort of had some clothes, and it was like a mini department store. It was great and ridiculous. And they tore down part of the building. Well, they sold it, and they tore down part of the building, and they put up a Harbor Freight, which is whatever. More crap from China, right? Just not the same. It's got the big high ceilings. The Paul's Discount had the low ceilings. I don't know. Yeah, if anybody's got a price tags instead of barcodes, it's the end of the line, guys. End of the line. Or yeah, you go into that store, the big box store, and there's dust on absolutely everything. The end is near. The end of the year is near. I know I should be like grateful for, talking about what I've done in 2022, but for me, it's just time is just this continuum or whatever. It's like a lot of people like to go and reflect and plan for the next year, and I'm just constantly got that accelerator down. Maybe not all the way to the floor, but it's there. And so what am I going to say? Well, in 2023, I'd like to do this or that or whatever. No one remembers that. So I just keep at it. I just keep at it with the art. Keep going. Yeah, hopefully in 2023, I can do some little pop-up shows and things like that. Have some fun. Art should be fun, guys. Art should be fun. Shopping should be fun too. I should be, when I go out to Best Buy, I should be like, you know what? I'm going to get something. I don't know what it is. Or maybe there's something I want. Well, let's get some other things too. It's just not like that anymore. But ramble. 20 minutes. Listen, I got these cataloged here. I'm going to get these into the site here shortly. I get to process the photos, put them in the database, add them to the site, get them live, get all the data. It takes some time, you know. And these they aren't the only ones here. I've got, how many others do I have here? I got these too. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, it's nice here. Let's bring this down a little bit here. It's good. It's good. Happy with my work. Happy with how it's progressing. Happy that I'm able to try to do something almost every single day. That's really what you got to do. You just have to just hammer at it, I guess. Pivot a little bit. Try the different, you know, landscape, portrait, you know, something a little bit more abstract. Maybe something in the neighborhood that's something that looks like it could be a vision. I don't know. I may look back at this in a few years and go, what was I thinking? But I don't know. I like it. I like it now. I like how it's just an ongoing journey, just an ongoing artistic journey. And you know, I don't get hung up on old work. I either like it or I want to, or I repaint it. I got a big one. I got a big one over there on the wall that, you know, I made 4 or 5 years ago. A 24-inch square can. Love it. Love it. It's within the aesthetic of today, and very happy with it. So I don't look at old art and get depressed or want to destroy it or burn it or anything like that. If I go and repaint it, I just go and repaint it, you know, or add something to it or whatever. But most of the old stuff that I love, it's not going anywhere. Unlike this internet, which is just in and out and in and out. What a mess, I confess. Talk to you later. Have a happy new year. We'll see you later.